Students, let us begin understanding the basic context of course using a simple flow idea. Okay, let's see one by one. The first slide. Okay, before that first slide, I would like to explain something. The artificial intelligence system takes a input, right? So takes a input and input data and the perform the decision making. So these decisions are no longer limited to machines alone. So they directly affect the human in many areas like education, healthcare, and then finance. So when AI decision impact the mainly human life, right? So the humans naturally expect clarity. So if a decision is made without explanation, the confusion arises. So this creates a discomfort and a mistrust. Fine. So the diagram shows that what is the diagram? The explainable AI. Okay. So the explainable AI shows that the how AI decision lead to the human impact. So once humans are affected, the explanation becomes necessary. So the explainable AI exists exactly at this point. So it connect AI decision making with human understanding. So the purpose of this subject is not just to build the intelligent systems, right? So it is to build a system that human can trust. What is that? Human can trust. So the trust comes from the transparency. So the transparency, what is the transparency? The transparency comes from the explanations. So this diagram helps us the student understand the explainable AI is a bridge and it the bridge AI system and the human expectation without this bridge, right? That is called as transparency. Fine. Then AI remain the distant. With this bridge, AI become acceptable. That is why this course is important. It teaches how intelligent and explainable must together. So the slide set the foundation for the entire unit. So let's go on the move. Next slide. So see the diagram. What is the diagram show that? So now let us visualize the black box diagram. This is the black box diagram. So on one side we have the input data, right? On the other side we have the output decision. But in between the reasoning is hidden. Okay. So the hidden reasoning is represented by the black box. So AI system today work very fast and give the result immediately, right? So however they do not explain how they are arrived at those results. So the silence create a doubt in the minds of users. So humans naturally want to know why a particular decision was made. When the reasoning is hidden, the people feel uncomfortable. So the diagram clearly shows that the input and output are invisible. But the internal parts are is not okay. This is why the systems called black boxes. So the model may be very intelligent, but it does not share its thinking. So blindly trusting such a system is a very risky, no. So completely rejecting them is also harmful. So the real solution is explanation. So explainable AI try to open this black box. So it does not always open it fully, but it give enough insight to humans. So this diagram help us the students understand why silence in AI is a problem. So it highlight the emotional reaction of humans to unexplained decision. So the next slide, the diagram compare the two types of AI system. So the traditional AI system take the input directly and produce an output. Okay. Traditional AI system take the input and directly produce the output. There is no additional information provided to the user. But the explainable AI system also take the input and produce the output, but they add one more important component. What is that component? That component is an explanation. So the explanation tells users why the output was generated. So it shows the explainable AI does not replace the traditional AI. So it extended it, that is okay, that not replace completely. It is an extended version. So it add the communication to the computations. So when a user see only output, they feel uncertain. So when they see the output along with the explanation, they feel confident. And this slide help us to show the students understand the meaning of AI must not only compute, okay, but the converse. So conversing means explaining the reason. So it doesn't mean that talking like a human. It means revealing the intention. So this visual comparison is clearly show the difference, right? So explainable AI make a decision, it's a meaningful, okay? So the evaluation of explainability, okay, see this diagram. The diagram shows that the journey of AI, the over time. So early AI system was simple and transparent. The logic was visible like a notebook, okay. Humans could easily follow this step. Then deep learning emerged. So these models become the more powerful but complex. So their reasoning become the only one point hidden. So like a encrypted poetry. Okay. So people could see the result but not the logic. Okay. This caused confusion. So the confusion created the demand. So the demand lead to the development of explainable AI. Okay. The demand lead to the development of explainable AI. So the diagram shows that the emotional journey clearly, right? So it is not just a technical progress. It is the human reaction to complexity. As the AI grew stronger, explanation become weaker, right? So the explainable AI restore the balance, which means as the AI grew stronger and explain become more stronger, okay? So it bring the clarity back to intelligent systems. So the system help us the student understand why explainability become necessary, and it shows that the explainability is a response to confusion, not the limitations of AI. The previous diagram shows that compare the silent AI with explaining AI. The silent AI give the decision without reason. Okay, the explainable AI giving the decision with the reason. The silent AI, the silent system lose the trust quickly because some hidden things are there. So the explaining system build the relationship with the users, which mean the AI directly communicate with the user. Already the previous slide showed the picture, okay. So the diagram shows the explanation act like a voice. So the voice does not mean speech, okay. Say hi or hello, it doesn't nothing, okay. So it means the communication. So when the AI explain itself, user feel respected. So they feel included in the decision process. This build the confidence. So the confidence become a trust. The trust increases the usage. What is that? This build the confidence. Confidence become the trust. So the trust increases the usage. So the silence on other hand break the system faster than errors. So even an error can be accepted if explained properly. What is that? Even an error can be accepted if explained properly. So this diagram help us the students understand the true purpose of explainable AI. The goal is not just to justify the numbers. So the goal is to humanize the judgment. So AI become the more acceptable when it can explain itself. Dear students, this diagram shows two paths. Okay, one path starts from an opaque decision that leads to fear, right? The fear leads to rumors. The rumors leads to distrust. The second path start within a transparent decision. Okay, so that lead the understanding, and the understanding lead to trust. Trust lead to acceptance. The diagram is clearly show that explain the how the explanation affects society, right? So the human follow the rules better when the logic is clear. So the transparent AI system act as a social stabilizers. Say they reduce the fear and confusion. So this diagram help us. You should understand. Sorry, you can understand why one unexplained decision can damage the trust completely. So it also show how the explanation can restore the confidence. So explainable AI is not just a technical concept. It has social importance. That's why the transparency matters. So this is in transparency, okay? So which means the transparent decision, okay? The transparent decision is lead to understanding. The understanding lead to trust. The trust lead to acceptance. So the diagram clearly explain how explanation affects society. So human follows rules better than logic is clear. Okay. Then this slide is slow with the center of different branches. Okay, so each branch a communication style, visual explanation shows the important features. So counterfactual explanation shows the alternate outcomes. The ranked list shows the priority. Narrative explanation tell the story, and then this overall the slide help us to the understand the explanation is not one size fit all. Okay, so different users different explanation style. So the explanations are not formulas. Okay, mind it, the explanations are not formulas, they are the communications method. What is that? Communications methods. So the goal is to choose the right style for the right user. The goal is to choose the right style for the right user. So this make the AI more human friendly. Okay, this make the AI more human friendly. So the slide shows that reinforces the idea that explainable AI focus on the communication, not complexity, right? So see the diagram, okay? So the diagram shows that AI thinking on one side and the human understanding on other side. So in between we have explainable AI tools, okay? So these tools act as the interpreters. So the AI thinks in the AI thinks in numbers and probabilities. So human think in a logic and reasons. The tools translate the machine reasoning into human understanding. So they do not change the AI decision. Mind it, they do not change the AI decision. They only change how the decision is explained. Okay, they only change how the decision is explained. So the diagram help to understand the explainability tools as a translator. So like a subtitle in the movie, understanding improve even though the content remain the same. Okay, so this is a very important concept in explainable AI. Got it? And students, let's understand the slide by imagining how AI actually think. Okay, an AI model doesn't think in a words or sentences like a human. It thinks in a numbers, weight, probabilities, and the mathematical operations. For a humans, this way of thinking feel like a foreign language. So this is where post-hoc explanation tools come into the picture. So these tools act as interpreter for a foreign language thinker. Wait, I'll show you the diagram. Yeah, this one. Okay, just like a language interpreter, it helps us to understand someone speaking the another language. Fine. So these tools help us understand how AI is thinking. So very importantly, these tools do not change the AI thoughts. The AI still think in the same mathematical way. What changes is how we hear and understand those thoughts. This is a crucial point. Okay, student must remember post-hoc explanation do not interfere the original model. Say they only explain its behavior after the decision made. So that is why they are called the post-hoc, meaning after that fact. What is that? After that fact. So these explanation tools take a raw computation, so which is usually complex and unreadable, and and that converted into clarity. Okay, so they translate the number into reason. They translate the weight into importance. They translate the model behavior into human understandable logic. You can think of them subtitles for machine reasoning when we watch a foreign movie with subtitles. So the movie does not change, right? So only our understanding improve. So in the same, okay, a foreign movie with the subtitles, the movie does not change. Only our understanding the improve. So in the same way, the AI model remain the same, but our understanding of its decision improve. So this take an AI less mysterious and more approachable. So it helps us to use a trust AI system without modifying their internal structure. So that is why post-hoc explanation are often described AI explanation service, right? So the concept is very important. Students, this slide talk about the very important idea in the explainable AA. So, which is the preference for simplicity over the spectacle. So, some AA models are designed not to impress us with extreme complexity, but to help us to understand how the decisions are made. So, these models prefer the simplicity, meaning their internal logic is clear and the visible. So, when we say they wear this logic on the outside, it means their decision making the process is open and transparent. Okay, so anyone looking at the model can understand how input features influences the output. Okay, so these models may not use very deep or complicated structure, but they clearly show the reasoning. So because of this, they are not the loudest performer. Okay, they are not the loudest performer. They teach honestly, often beats the complexity. So, listen, the students, now look into the visual diagram carefully. Wait, I'll show you. Okay, so this diagram help us to understand the postcock explanations. Okay, is a very simple and intuitive way. Okay, on the other side, wait, see that. Okay, on the other side we have a human user. Okay, on the other side we have a system or robot. Fine, so both of them are trying to communicate, but they do not speak the same language. The human think in the term for reasons and the logic and the explanations. Okay, so where AI thinks in the numbers, probabilities, and then mathematical operations. At the center of this, you can see a translator or interpreter. Okay, so explanation sometimes oversimplify or distort meaning. So too much detail become noise. Too little detail become suspicious. Okay, so the challenge வந்து the teacher AI explain like a good teacher or a not statistician. Okay, so see the diagram. Okay, so the diagram show that you can see the like a translator or interpreter, just like a language translation service. So this represent the postcock explanation tool. Fine. So when the AI make a decision, it's a reasoning, it's a complex, okay, it's a reasoning is a complex and a difficult for a human understand. The postcock explanation tool take this internal reasoning and convert into the form of human can understand, just like a subtitle in a foreign movie. Okay, already I told that example. Okay, see the diagram. So this diagram shows that AA is about communication, not a modifications. Thank you. Hope you understood. Okay.